It always piles up. New Doctor Who episode, trailers dropping that I kind of want to do reactions to or feel like I should. So you get me in what I shot my review of Wild Blue Yonder for this. And in fact, this might come out before that review does because that's going to take longer to edit. Welcome to my life. Okay. House of the Dragon Season 2, we have a first teaser out. Now, Season 1, I did like for the most part, had some notes. It wasn't quite Game of Thrones at its best, but it was certainly Game of Thrones before everything went to hell. So, well, let's see what feelings I get off this. I'm not going to lie, I'm considering dropping my Max subscription. Let's see if this gives me a reason to keep it in order to review this. I don't know. Let's see.
Errors were made in the hours following King Viserys' death.
Yeah, sure.
The war be fought. Many will die.
I'm trying to remember some of these characters. I don't remember all of them.
And the victor will eventually ascend the throne.
I think I remember you. Effects are still good.
War so hateful to the gods.
I remember you. Yeah, it was Matt Smith. I remember you.
There's a war between kin.
The dragon's facing off. It's a quick shot, but I like it.
And no war so bloody as a war between dragons.
I believe that. All right, interesting tactic. I mean, it's about what you'd expect for a teaser, which is primary emphasis on the action, the visuals, the iconography, a couple of characters that people are gonna recognize. Very little emphasis on story. Probably for the best, especially considering, as I kind of said there, I don't remember. It's not like it all left my head. But first of all, I don't think I remember a single character's name, which, to be fair, was a problem I actually had with the first couple seasons of Game of Thrones as well. I'm way better with faces than names, just as a general rule. I think the only reason I eventually got the core cast of Game of Thrones down was because I actually got into it between seasons 3 and 4, so I kind of binged those first 3 seasons, having the names hammered over and over again. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm remembering now. This, just starting with the week to week, and then it's been a while since the last season. I'm kind of like, I kind of remember who you are, and I kind of remember what you did. Damned if I remember your name, which I would say is not a good sign, but honestly, that's probably more on me than anything else. They're unusual names. They're just not gonna. It's gonna be a while before they stick. That's just my head. So, yeah. Like I said, big emphasis on the visuals, like classic teaser stuff. Like here's the visuals to hopefully give you the feelings that you remember. You remember liking this? I'm like, yeah, kinda. I don't know. Like, part of me says they should have given a little bit more of a hint of the story, except that then I'm also in the position of going, I might not have remembered the events of the last season well enough. I think this is one of the issues, I think, with such heavily serialized entertainment. It's just that unless you're going to rewatch and do a refresher, sometimes things that, like, it makes sense to call back and be like, ooh, we're building off of this. I'm over here like, I don't remember that. Sorry, I just don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just sort of losing my taste or my capacity for stuff that's serialized. I don't think there's anything wrong with the series. Seems to be doing the same kind of stuff. Like, yeah, that seemed to work. I mostly like that. So I think it's just me. I think it might be time for me to move on, just because me. I don't know if I've still got HBO. Sorry, just Max. If I've still got Max when it starts going, like I guess I'll check it out. But boy, so few trailers and teasers do much for me anymore. Like, Furiosa stirred something. But for the most part, I'm like, okay, maybe that'll be good. Which, it used to be that the voice in my head that would go, well, maybe that'll be good, and didn't get much more excited. That was like the voice that would calm down the enthusiasm I'd otherwise feel. Except that enthusiasm now just doesn't get stirred up very often. So now it's just okay, maybe that'll be good. And that's all I've got. I thought I was jaded before. I'm getting deeper into my 40s, and I think it's just sitting in that I've just kind of moved past a fair bit of this. Or maybe I've just taken too much of it in and it's been my job for too long. I don't know. I feel like the problem is me. I'm just not sure if it's like a natural me growing out of some of this material process, or if it's because this is my job. And sometimes I feel obligated, or the critical lens that I look at this stuff with sometimes makes it not work as well. Not always. Like, stuff can still hit me in the best way, but seems like fewer things do. And some of it is the stuff is not great. Like, some of it is that. I'm not saying like everything coming out is awesome and I'm just a grumpy bugger. Like, no, some of it's crap. Some of it's been real crap, but I don't know. It's just so hard to stir my enthusiasm anymore. Although, I suppose, to be fair, I wasn't super enthusiastic going into the first season because Game of Thrones ended on such a damn squib. So, like, I'm talking about this as if, like, oh, geez, should I even still be watching this? I'm not that excited. I wasn't that excited for season 1 either. And I actually think that to whatever extent I'm slightly more into the idea of seeing this for a second season than I was for a first season. I got through the first season. Yeah. I'm not going, yeah, but I don't know. I guess if I actually think back to this specific franchise, I'm slightly more positive than I was going into season 1. I think I had actually thought I might not make it past the first few episodes and I might drop it, and I didn't. So, okay. I have talked myself into being the most tepid possible amount of excited for this. Okay. I'll take it. House of the Dragon Season 2 teaser. What'd you think about it? Whatever your thoughts are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Listen to me ramble through this nonsense. Like, share, subscribe to be sure you can do that. Patreon supports what I do and enables me to do this as my living. Don't worry too much about any of that, though, if you can't help me out that way. I jumbled my sign off because I switched the order of some things. We take a relaxed attitude around here, so just come on back next time you need a break. Time to thank some patrons, and this time I'm going to say their names as if I'm greeting them, welcoming them to a party. Robin Moore, Zuman Lafula, Goddess Elida, Turok, the thing that goes doink in the anime, Ruth, Gozer the Gozerian, Oliver B, Solitary Pictures, Ulrich Bogdan, Melinda Walters, Jen, Auntie Kate 808, Becky Sparks, Phenobilox the Poodle, Robin Powell, T-Love, Tracy Scrabbit, Angry Casperl, Dave Hall, Rosalind Bennett. Have fun tonight, and thank you for your support. I don't know why I decided to do that this time, but I don't know. I'm having fun.